Great. So we have a very, I think it's a great practice, because it's like definitely focused on like you're actually like you might like do an internship for a business or like any other project, and you will have to like actually do like some project development like this. So you have a business, like it's like, let's say there's a management for like a several like hotel branches. And what we are doing, we have data set of like each hotel, the rooms, the reservations that are made for the rooms for those hotels. We are going to create a very comprehensive dashboard for that, like a hotel management system, so they can see how in total they're performing, how is their business is performing with the indicators, how each branch is performing over different with different periods, based on months, based on different like categories. So we are going to take a few steps and like we'll do them in this order. First, we'll create the fields. We are going to create the calculated fields. A lot of times, like any project that you work on, 70%, yes, 70% of the project, the time that you're spending on that project is spent on data preparation. And only 30% is about anything else. Data preparation and then data visualization, or like anything that you want to do after that. Data preparation includes cleaning the data and then creating fields. That's one of the most important part of any project, that you need to you need to look at your fields, whatever you have in every table, and see what kind of like fields I can create. And then you will use them in like next stage of your project. When you actually create the charts, you create like other types of like outcomes for your business. So we're going to spend first on creating the fields, and then we can like simply use them for the charts. Some of the fields are going to be like maybe like more straightforward. Some of them, a lot of times you have to like use the numerical fields to create categorical fields. That's one of the things that like a lot of times you're going to have to do. Looking at the numerical field and see, is there some way that I can create a category, like multiple categories looking at like that field? We're going to kind of like look at it a little bit later. So we are going to create this dashboard, not complete, but like at least to some degree, we'll hope that like we can like cover this dashboard. It will give us like for the total profit, total revenue, bookings, occupancy rate, we'll get to know about it, the charts, the filters. Hopefully at the end, we'll see how we can publish the work and like just give the dashboard link. That's about it. And for your project, the next time is actually, I will take one submission from you, and that's the link to your dashboard, and that's about it. And your dashboard will be created. So make sure that you already download the Excel file, created a new project, and like added the tables, and let's get started. So first, the first field that we are going to create is we have end date and a start date of a reservation. Like date is good, but a lot of times in this context, rental period is an important factor. So we need to create a rental period. We can see that actually one of the things I wanted to do is that a lot of times like the data is not prepared for what you want to do. In this case, that's the case. I got a data which is the end date and the start date are like their data type is a text, is a string. And I need to change it to date before I can create that field. So click on the field, click on the down arrow, go to your change data type and change it to date. Change it to date. So click on the field. Anytime if you have a field and like the data field is not correct, that's how you do it. Click on the field, go to change data type and see what is the data type and what is that you're looking for. We're looking for date. A start date, the same way. Click on a start date, go to change data type and change it to date. Yes. Okay, change it to date. Okay, so now we have a start date and end date as a date. Again, click on the field, click on the down arrow. You have change data type. Go to change data type and make sure it's a date. It's a date. End date and a start date. Great. Now we can start creating the fields. The first field that we are going to create or calculated field is going to calculate that. We're going to calculate the rental period for each reservation. What is the rental period for each reservation? So we are going to name this rental period. Okay, rental period. So there are two ways that to calculate it. There's a like a function like date if, and then you specify as like yes, you specify as a day, and then say start date and the end date. You can use that formula. Or since like we already have the dates, we can actually take the difference and it will give us in days. So I will use end date minus a start date. Okay, so this will give me the rental period. End date minus the start date. Okay, end date minus the start date. Any formula that we work on, like there is also like a step-by-step like here that we are gonna create. So the first is rental period. Rental period, we're gonna name it end date minus a start date. Okay, so save it. Next, the next field that we want to create is rental period category. That's what I said. A lot of times you have a numerical field that you cannot use it for categorizing the data that you have, summarizing the data. So you need to look at it and see, does it make sense to categorize it? And what are the categories? What is the threshold for categorizing them? In terms of rental period, I could think of like three categories, like a shorter stay, medium stay, longer stay. Why does it matter? The categories should matter. So we are creating them, sense of it. It matters for them. Why? Because if I look at a business, like if I look at a rental place or a hotel and see that most people who rented a room in that hotel, they were doing like shorter stays. It gives me something about that place, that people are using it for a shorter stay. Maybe I need to apply some different things. Like, okay, if it's a shorter stay, I'm going to reduce the costs that are like I'm spending on each room. If it's a longer stay, I provide more services. So each one of them will give you a much different result and they can help you in decision making. So we come up with this categorization. If it is greater than 5, we're going to call it longest stay. If it is greater than 2 and less than 5, we're going to call it medium stay. And if it is less than 2, we're going to call it shortest stay. So let's create that. Create a new calculated field. Okay. Create new calculated field, and we are going to call this rental period category. New calculated field. Okay. Rental period category. Okay. So if rental period is greater than 5, okay. So if you're writing a formula with if and else, like remember, like you need to use then a statement, and after that specify what should happen if that condition is correct. So if the rental period is like 5, then you can also like just place it here like a space and then. Okay, so this also works. Either way, like go and like keep the space and say, okay, what is it? Or just place a space. Then we'll call it long stay. We'll call it long stay. We don't have otherwise at this point. We are saying we still have another condition to check. If it is not greater than 5, but it is greater than 2, so it means like between 2 and 5. So I need to check that. Else if, that's when I use else if, not else. Else if rental period is greater than 2. Then I'll call it medium stay. Okay, medium stay. There is no other condition to check to say but only this is that otherwise just call it short stay. It's an otherwise, so that's when I use like, okay, else just call it short stay. And then at the end of every formula you have, the end of an if and else condition formula, you have to type the end statement. You have to type the end statement. Okay, so now we are creating a categorical field from rental period, which was a numeric field. Now we can use it to produce other charts that we couldn't have done it because rental period itself was a numeric. We couldn't have used it. But now we actually have categories and we can use it to say, okay, group by this, some total of like orders, total of like reservations, like count how many cancellations we have. Let's think about this. Does it matter like the type of the rental stay compared to whether people try to cancel their reservations or not? I don't know. I can figure it out. I can look at this category and see, is there like a link between the type of it, like a stay, and like the cancellation rate? Okay, so that's about rental period category. Next field. Want to create a field called like hotel occupancy rate. Occupancy rate. This is a rate that you calculate for each hotel. For each hotel. So it says, like, I have like 10, like, let's say I have 10 rooms. Each one of them have like two capacity, like 2 beds or anything. Okay. I have 30 nights. And then I also have the reservations. Using the number of like the reservations and like the capacity I have, I can get a rate to see how often the rooms in this hotel were occupied. How often they were occupied. Why does it matter? Because then you can see like whether actually people are reserving places here. How much of this capacity is being occupied over the period of a month. I'm assuming that, so this is the formula. What is the formula? Is the total night rented. Sum of the rental period. The rental period gives us for each reservation. But once we add them up, it gives us total number of nights that like they were reserved, divided by total capacity. Capacity is like one field that we have here. For each room, we have the capacity. Let's say a hotel has 10 rooms and each one of them have different capacity. If we then add them up, we'll have the total capacity for that place, for that like hotel. And multiplied by days in a month. So for now, to make it much simpler, we're just assuming every month is like 30 days. Let's say every month is 30 days, and we can create this formula to give us occupancy rate for each hotel. How can I use that? Well, if I'm like I have a branch, like I have multiple branches, I can see which one of these branches are performing better. They're more occupied on every month. If their occupancy is low, why is it low? Then I can use that to make decisions. Maybe I need to close a branch. One of these hotels is not like taking any of the customers. So that occupancy rate is very important, an important indicator. So let's create a new calculated field. We're going to call this occupancy rate or hotel occupancy rate. Just keep in mind that is just the rate that you calculate for each hotel, not for each room thing, just for each hotel. So what is the occupancy rate? Sum, okay, adding up all the like the rental period, because the rental period gives us for each reservation. The rental period for each reservation gives us like how many nights they were rented, divided by, we have the rooms in a hotel and we know their capacity. If we add them up, all the capacity in a hotel, we'll get total capacity. So it means that sum capacity. Okay. You can think of it this way. You can also add the parentheses to just make sure that what we do. Sum, add the parentheses here or not add because it's a multiplication. Just keep in mind, first this happens multiplied by the number of days in a month. Number of days in a month. So in this case, we just simply assume that it's like there are 30 days in a month. They're not 30 days. Some of them are different. Then there is some type of calculation. You can add them and calculate actually for each month, like how many days we have. Simple way, just 30 days. This will give us occupancy rate. Question. Yes. Oh, so did you change the data type for both of them, the end date and a start date? Make sure that the data type is date for each one of them. Make sure the data type for a start date and end date is set to date. Okay, so we created occupancy rate, and that's our formula. Sum of rental period divided by sum of capacity times like 30, which is the rental period days. Great. Now, we have one more calculated field to go, and that's profit. Profit, how much profit do we make from each reservation? Is everything that we make is called profit. We actually created one and we called it revenue. So if it's that, then like profit should be different from revenue. Revenue is like, okay, let's go to revenue. Where do we have the revenue here? Did we create the revenue or not? Actually, I think we missed like creating the revenue, right? Okay, we missed that. I'm gonna like first create. So what's the revenue? Revenue is simple, okay? We have the rate at booking for each reservation. You want to calculate how much revenue we make from each reservation. It's like rate at booking, how much customer was charged, multiply the rental period. That will give us the revenue. So let's create this calculated field, revenue, okay? And revenue is rate at booking. For each reservation, you can calculate revenue, which is rate at booking multiplied by rental period. Rate at booking multiplied by rental period gives us like our revenue from each reservation. Okay. Now, this is our revenue, but what is our profit? How much actually was the profit from that reservation? So here's the thing. When we get to like actually calculate profit, we need to include the cost. Not everything is like profit from like reservation, or from anything that we get, right? So in every room, let's say every room has a price, like price per night, okay, which we have it here. Every room has a rate per night. Let's say every room has like $100 per night. From the $100 per night, some part of it is going to go for the cost, maintenance cost, like the cleaning, like the light, I don't know, like adding the supplies for the room. Once you take that cost out, that's when you get like as much as like for each month, the remaining, multiply the months, that multiplied by the night. That's much, like that's how much you're making from that room. And that's about it. First, we need to calculate the cost per night for a room, which is rate per night multiplied 0.6. Why 0.6? It is basically like the margin is like 30%, like around like 35% or something. And then like around 65% is the cost for a room per night. Compared to like, basically this is what I got as a norm, like a realistic hotel margin. That's why I have the 0.6. So this will give us cost per night. If we take the cost from rate at booking, okay, this is what the customer was charged. If we take the cost from it and then multiply it by rental period, that's how much, that's when we calculate like how much profit we made from that reservation. So again, let's go to the calculated field and we are going to call this profit. Let me try to slowly go over it. Okay, what's profit? Parentheses. Okay. Rate at booking. This is how much the customer paid for night. Minus each night has a cost. Like the room has a cost, and we want to take that cost from that like the rate per night. So let's put it inside the parentheses and see what is the cost. The cost is per night for a room multiplied by 0.6. So kind of like from that rate per night, 60% goes towards cost. So if you take that from the rate at booking, that's when you get the profit for one night. Profit for one night. Now, in each order, we have the rental period. We know how many nights that person like that reservation like was included. So just multiply it by rental period. So we can calculate the profit for every night, or for the for total nights. For total nights. You could do also like a different way. You can like create a different calculated field, name it cost per night, and then use it here. Okay, you can do that as well if that makes this easier. So create a new calculated field, name it cost per night, and then say like rate at booking minus cost per night. Let me actually quickly do it. Okay. You don't need to do it. I just want to cost per night. Okay. And cost per night is rate per night 0.6. This is our cost, right? Now, when I create a calculated field and call it profit, okay, I'll just say rate at booking minus cost per night multiplied by rental period. That is our profit. Once you take the cost and like multiply by rental period. Okay. So profit. Good. So we completed like the first phase, creating the fields. Now let's create the charts. Let's create two charts for now. The first chart, after this kind of like you've done several times. So the first one is a line chart. We want to show for each month, profit versus revenue. Okay. So for each month, for the month, we are going to use a start date. Okay. So let's use the start date. And then profit. Let me find revenue and profit. Okay. Click on show me, and we are going to create a line chart. Okay. You can use a line chart. You can use line chart. What we are looking for is a month. Okay. So I used a start date, revenue, and profit. What I'm looking for is month. So I need to change year to month. Click on the down arrow, click on month, so you can change it to month. I use a start date, and then like revenue and profit. Use the line chart to show it. I will like use month, and that's what I get. For each month, total revenue and total profit. Now, you want to show them next to each other, not like in two different charts. If you remember from that part, first, let me move them. So I want to show first profit and then revenue. So first profit and then revenue. Yes.
For some reason, I'm clicking the chart.
Um, If it's an error in the formula, you should. Okay, yeah, so talk about it. So we are looking for each month. Make sure that you change this to month, not year. Okay. Yes. Good. Okay. Let's go back and then and I can check it later. Okay. So that's about it. So for each month, then click on make sure you have profit and then revenue. Click on the down arrow. You remember from prior sessions, if you want to show them next to each other, you use dual axis to show next to each other in one chart, right? From one chart.
So how did you do that?
Click on the down arrow, click on dual axis. Yes. Okay. So use dual axis. Okay. Now, is this a correct chart? It looks kind of correct, but it's not kind of misleading. Why? Why is it misleading? Exactly, right? The look at this, the scales are not fit correctly. They're not synchronized. So anytime you're using this, make sure that to synchronize the scales. So click here, click right, and click on synchronize axis, the scales. Okay, so again, click on this the scale, click right, and synchronize the scale, axis. Yes.
Do we still have to convert it to the currency format?
I think it's already let's see if I do that. Okay. Mine is already kind of changed to currency, so I should be fine. Okay. So now we can see for each month sum of profit versus sum of revenue. Okay. Any question? Yes. Click right. Okay, so click here, click right, and make sure it's synchronized axis. Okay. Great. Next chart. Next chart. Create a stack bar chart with data labels for each month, total number of completed versus canceled orders. What we are looking for is total number of orders for each month. And then we want to use a stack bar chart to show canceled versus completed. Cancels versus completed. So for each month, again, a start date, want to see total number of orders. Okay, total number of orders. We already have total reservation count is a measure that's already created that shows total number of orders. We can use it. So for each month, reservation count, and also let me see if we can also select a status. That's the one that shows us like whether it's canceled or completed. Cancel or completed. And then we're looking for a stack bar chart. Okay, we're looking for a stack bar chart. What should we do? Change this to month. For each month, I want to see that. Okay, so for each month, we can see how many of the orders. This is total number of orders, total number of reservations. From them, you can see how many were canceled, how many were just completed. Okay. We've done charts before. I'm pretty sure by now, after the homework, you're already like kind of like very good at it. Okay. So now, let's keep these two charts. Create the KPIs. Okay. So this was our chart, stack bar chart to show completed. You can see that completed versus cancel. Let's create KPI. I want to create KPI, 2 of them at least now, for profit and for revenue. So for creating KPI, click on that measure, like in this case, profit, drag it to text, drag profit to text. Every time you're creating a KPI, one worksheet for each KPI, one worksheet. So, and then use text to indicate like that value. So in this case, drag it to text. Then click on text, click on the 3 dots to adjust the format. You see, anything you show in the dashboard follows the same format that you created here. So here is the place that you like create the format, adjust the format. So here, click on the 3 dots, select it. These are the KPIs. So we want to be like show them big at the top of the chart. I'm gonna just use like a big format for them. So this is what I want to have, kind of. Okay. So I want to show the KPIs at the top and then have a like a short, like a small title for them. So add them, adjust the title, change the format to currency, change the currency. Okay. And also add a title, update the title. So in this case, this is okay, total profits. I will also use like the same size and everything. Maybe like change the color to like lighter gray. Okay, lighter gray. So it should look like this. The light gray, the same font size. Any question about the KPI? So drag it to text, and then after that, it's just about updating the format. Do the same thing for revenue. Okay, create a new worksheet, drag revenue to text, and then change the format to currency. Okay, I'll change the format to currency. Update the text format. So here, I'm gonna use 26 and bold.
How do you get to the bottom?
So for the KPI, drag it to text and then click on text and then click on the 3 dots here to see the text. Okay, so drag that KPI to the text click on text and click on the dots next to it. Update the title too, like update the title. This is our total revenue. Okay, total revenue, and then change this to dark gray or light gray actually. Okay. So we created 2 charts and 2 KPIs. 2 charts and 2 KPIs for now. Total revenue and total profit. Change the format to currency. Set a specific font. Follow the same font like structure that you used like in the other ones. So all of them. Let me see. Actually, this probably is not bold. That's why it is showing this way. Okay. Now let's create the dashboard. So click on dashboard, new dashboard. This session, last session, we worked on like a different way to create the dashboard. This session, I want to be a little bit more like, you know, I don't know, a little bit different approach to creating the dashboard, which makes it a little bit simpler or faster to create it. So how do we do it? Create the template first. You see this horizontal container? Drag it to the dashboard, horizontal container. Drag it to the dashboard. Okay, drag it to the dashboard. Click on the down arrow and select floating. Again, so here, click on the horizontal container. Yes, click on the horizontal container and drag it to the dashboard. Drag it to, and click on the down arrow and click on floating. Okay, now, so just think about what are the spaces you have, what are the charts you have, what you want to put it there, and then organize that template. Okay, so let's say I'm going to increase like this, like height, like width a little bit. Okay, I want to expand this. Okay, and then decrease the size of the chart. Okay, now, so this is kind of like what I have. Copy this and paste it like as much as like you're going to need it. Organize it. So this is what I mean. Copy this and then paste this. I want to have this here. I want to have it here. And then I want to have 2 charts under them. And also 2 charts under that. I can see that I'm running out of a space, so I'm going to adjust the sizes. So I will go, I'm not going to need this amount of a space for the KPI, so I'm going to reduce the size a little bit and like make sure that the rest of them have the same size. So I can actually like remove them and copy this and paste it. Okay, so I'm just creating the template. Creating the template. Why I leave this part empty, one kind of a 1 column space, because that's where I will place my filters. Okay, so this is what I have in mind. I will leave it empty like a column, and then like I have the spaces and also for the charts. So this is my template. Can I update them later? Yes, you can. Like, so this is kind of a template. You kind of like want to have in mind like what you're looking for. And then like you can like adjust them later, you can expand them, anything. So for now, kind of like having a good organization. You see, now you're gonna see how much it's much simpler or like faster to do this. Because at this point, you're just dragging them. Let's drag 2 KPIs to here and here, and the 2 charts to here and here. Okay. Oh. If this happens, if you add a chart and like you can see like the what is it? Your legend kind of shows up into one of those boxes. Click on that, click on the right, like the down arrow, the same way you can select on floating and like take it on the right side. So if it shows up at a random place, click on it, click on the down arrow, click on floating, and to to the actual like the column that you have for the legends and filters. The same way for the other chart. You can see like once I added it, it kind of like the legend randomly shows up here. So I will click down arrow, click on floating, and then move it to the right. Also, I can see that like the color is not good. Like I didn't get a chance to update the colors. Like you can see like both colors are used like in different legends. This is not good. It could create confusion. So later you can go and like change them. Let's remove the titles from the charts. We don't need them here. So click on the chart, click on the down arrow, and like unclick the or uncheck the title so it doesn't show the title. The same way for the other one. Click on the down arrow, click on title so it unchecks the title. Okay. So we already have the template. We just need to create the charts quickly and add them to the dashboard. Okay. Great. So now I want to take the next like a step like to complete this, and then I come back to complete it. Basically, I want to make sure that we know how to publish a chart. Okay. So first, let's actually, one of the important parts that we want to do is like add filters. We see this dashboard is great for now, but what is like an important part of a dashboard that allows the people to actually interact with it and like apply different filters and see the results for those filters. We are creating this dashboard for the hotel management system. They want to see which hotels do well, which hotels don't, and like other like apply different filters. In this case, if I look at the chart, if I look at the dashboard, what do I see? This is my total profit for all the hotels and rooms I have. What if I want to focus on a specific hotel? So I want to allow people to apply different filters, and let's see how we can add a filter to like add filters. In this case, I want to add 3 filters. Okay. I want to add 3 filters. I'll add one of them, then you can add the other like filters as well. One of the filters I want to add is the hotel name. So they can filter for a specific hotel and see these results. Their occupancy rate, their total profit, the total revenue. So how should we do it? Click on one of the sheets that you have a chart. Okay. I'm going to go to this chart. Drag hotel name to filters. Okay, go to the hotel table, click on hotel name and drag it to filters. Drag hotel name to filters. So go to hotel name and drag it to filters. Okay. So what should I do? This is only, I want to allow, like I want to use this filter later, but it's not relevant to the chart. So what I will do, I will make sure that it doesn't impact the chart. So click all. Once you click all, basically this like filter like includes everything. So it doesn't impact this chart. So I selected all and then click. That's it. Right? Simple. Just drag the filter to filters, drag that field to filters and select all and like save it. Next, go to your dashboard. Go to your dashboard, click on the chart, click on the down arrow here. You will see filters, and in the filters, now you can see hotel name. Okay, you can see like if you click on the chart, click on the down arrow, click on filters, now you can see hotel name. Click on it. Okay, for me it showed up here. Again, I'll need to click on the down arrow here and then select floating so I can move it to the, it should be placed here. I want to have 1 column. If I needed more space, I will create 2 columns. For now, I want to have 1 column. So click on the down arrow, select floating. Now we can right? You don't need, like, it's your choice as much as you have a space. If you don't want it, you can decrease the size. It only shows a few, and then like users can scroll down. Okay, now this filter will only work for now on this chart. See, if I select none, see, only it works on this chart, but we want to use it filter for a dashboard, not just for a chart. For that, click on the down arrow here for the filter. Click on the down arrow, go apply worksheet, and make sure that it is selected all using this data source. So if you're using a field as a filter, once you add it to the chart, and here you add it here to the dashboard, then make sure it is selected to apply to worksheet, all using this data source. All using this data source. Now, I'm looking for only these 3 hotels. Now, what do I see? I'm seeing the result exactly for the ones, like for the hotels that I created. What is the total revenue? What is the occupancy rate? I can create that KPI later and add it. The total revenue, like a start, like how many like cancellations we have. What is profit versus revenue? Okay. See, it's very useful, like very important, like very functional dashboard. Great question. Before we talk about publishing it. Was it too fast? I wanted to make sure that like we don't spend time on like the same amount of time that we do on like the things that we already talk about so many times, and you're already familiar with that. I want to get to the actually, like, we want to see why we're learning and like why we've learned so many things over the last 2 weeks. And like that's the point. So whatever the data that you get, you should be able to create this dashboard for them and then create it, like publish the dashboard. So let's take the steps to publish this dashboard. First, go to your data tab. Check this part. Mine, I noticed that some may show multiple data sources. Do you have one or more? If you have more than one, you need to do this for each one of them if you see there. If you have one like me, just one, go to here, click on extract data. Okay, click on extract data. Click on extract data and then click OK. That's it. So go to data tab, go to your data source. This is your data. Extract, extract data. If you see this, save settings. And then save. I already have it. Yes. Okay, that's what it should. Okay. So again, go to data tab, go to this like one, and then if you have more than one, like you see more than one, like just do this for each one of them. Extract data, and then click save settings. If like there is like it shows you like you need to save it, save it. Okay. Now, click on server tab. Click on server tab. Do you see the server tab? Go to Tableau public and save to Tableau public. Save to Tableau public. Now you need to log into your like using the account that you created on Tableau, and that's when you your dashboard will be published, and you can like give me like the link. So save to Tableau public. I can publish it. I might already have the Tableau already. I will see this, and then once you see it, you will see your dashboard. You can like click on the shared link and like share it with me. So go to server, go to Tableau public, and save to Tableau public. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure why it shows like this. Maybe it's because like make sure that you've like created the links. For some of you, it shows more than one data source. For me, it only shows one here. If you have more than one, like you need to do the steps for each one of them and then go and like publish it. Okay. Are you able to publish it? That's you publish your dashboard. You can click on this like shared link and like share it with everyone. That's the link that later you can like share it with me, like, and I can check your dashboard, and that's about it. Okay. So, let's add one more field, like since we have time, one more like a filter. Okay. I will add year. In order to add year, I will just use a start date, drag it to filters. Okay, a start date, drag it to filters, and like select year. Select year. Next, both of them. Okay, both of them, and then click OK. Then again, in the dashboard, you can click on the chart, click on the down arrow, go to filters, and you will see year of a start date. You can add it to your filters, make sure it is applied to every chart in the dashboard, and that's how you can use that. I can use this, making sure apply to all the data resources, and it's floating. Now I can exactly see, for example, for a specific date, and see only for 2025 that result. So it gives me a lot of like ways to actually understand the data for each one of my branches. This is the like function of this, like this the benefit, or like, you know, this is it. That's why we create dashboards. Thank you for like kind of following up, allow me to kind of like go through this as much as I like we wanted to. It was great. Either add like a screenshot of your dashboard or the link to your dashboard. You can submit both of them. Take the attendance. Whoever is like present, that gives you a chance to like, if you want to work as a team in your like what is it, the homework, the next homework, you can do it. You can buy two. The team size can be only two. Max is two. Either one or two. Yes.
Will that published dashboard automatically update? Because I have noticed that it did. Published one doesn't have that extra filter.
That's a great point. I didn't try it, to be honest. But like if you go back to your dashboard and like save to them like this, if you do it since already has the same file, it might actually update it for you. Okay.
So you just say.
Yes. And tell me if it worked actually, so I can see that. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll like have a good weekend. I'll see you next week. Last session, this session, I'll like post the recording just in case anyone wants to review it.